Yo, what is good, Grind Gang? How are you? Welcome to episode 1 of the Daily Grind, baby. What's good? Yo, YouTube, what's good, baby? Welcome to episode 1 of the Daily Grind. Yo, hey, so check it out, Grind Gang. Yo, I'm holding down with some of the old Grind Gang chains. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about the old and moving into the new, right? A lot of transition going on in my life right now, just new place, new lifestyle, new business, all kinds of things like that. So it felt like now is the right time, man. I've been toiling with this idea of scratching my Instagram and starting over. And that's kind of a hard decision to make. I want to take you a couple years back, like 2 years ago. Young little Sherrod, not young really, but just 2 years ago, Rod, sitting in his apartment. Nobody knew who I was. Nobody had heard anything I had to say, but I had a lot to say, and it was a lot like a lot of artists all around the country, all around the world, really. People who have a message or a voice that they want to have heard, or they have an art that they want to get out, And so you're sitting in your apartment and you're thinking, or your house or your tent or wherever, and you're thinking, how do I reach out and get to people who respond to what I'm trying to do, right? If I make music, how do I go out and find people who connect with my music and want to hear the music that I'm making, right? And so that's me. And so I was like, dude, taking off to social media, I see it as the platform that it is. At the time, a lot of people were being really hateful and spiteful because it was Trump and Hillary time, and that was like the presidential election was going on, and that was really inspired me. I've seen so much hate and just mess going on my feeds and stuff, and I was like, dude, I'm gonna use this platform for good, right? I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna see how can I transition and make this into something that reaches people and gets people thinking positively about themselves and about each other and about the world, yada yada yada. So I started this whole thing, Rodtheplanter. And the first thing I did was, like I said, go try and find that audience, And that's what I would suggest to any young artist, is get out there and just go any way you can, reach out into the universe, try and find people who respond and relate to what it is that you're trying to do, right? And so I did that on Instagram. I just started following a bunch of people. Modson followed me, and Mod were cool, or started to get cool. And so I started to follow a lot of people who followed Modson, and they followed me, and that was great. And I built up this audience and this 5,500. It got to about 6,000 at one time. People on this Instagram. Cool. What Instagram does not like is when you go and you start following a bunch of people. Like, I was following 100 people a day, right? I would just sit there for hours. Mac knows. Mac here behind the camera now helping me out getting this thing on YouTube. Big shouts out to my brother. Been doing this little behind the camera thing for me for 2 years, right? 3 years. And so I'm following 100 people a day. I'm just... Instagram does not like that. And so I think it put me in this weird Instagram hell place. Even like I said, if Instagram didn't put me there, I felt like I was there personally. I get on my feed and there's just a bunch of random accounts, people I don't know, people I have no connection to or don't care about, and those people don't care about me at all either. And I'm like, dude, where's my gang? How do I keep up with the people who are keeping up with me, and how do I just stay connected to those people? Because those are the people I care about, those people who care about me. And at this point, the ego side of it for me is gone, right? That whole idea of I'm gonna come out and make myself famous on social media. That's something I want to see a lot of artists and people creative let go, right? Let go of this idea of getting mass famous or whatever on your shit. That will happen for you. I'm not saying that won't happen for you. It's totally gonna happen for me, it'll happen for you and all that, but the way you do that is by focusing on your community, right? Is on building on the people who correlate and relate to what you're trying to do and what you're saying, what your message is about, whatever, right? Lost in Vegas in the house. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. I love that guy. I love being a part of his little community, of people who are like-minded. It's about more than music. It's about more than just, look at me and look what I can do. It's about how can we relate and how can we help each other? How can we tell each other a story that's going to inspire us to want to grow and continue to create art, right? And so I want to connect with those people. You people, you 8 people here with me right now, and about maybe the 200 people who watch my stories every day. And so I was like, I was going to go through and try and fish through all of that and undo all that. And I was just like, no, you know what? You got to let it go, man. You got to let it go. You got to start fresh. You got to take it, and just start all over. So that's what I did. Start a new Instagram. Gonna let it go. And so that's kind of hard, man. Like, and this is what got me thinking about this idea of failure. Because this isn't really a failure at all, right? This is nothing. This is just somebody starting a new Instagram account. But think about social media from the way that the world actually thinks about it, right? Let's not be like, what's a good word for that, Mac, when you're trying to think existentially or whatever? Or too optimistic. Okay, so let's be a little bit realistic here. People use social media as an ego measuring tool stick. So if I come out and I'm like, yo, follow me on Instagram, and people see I have 5,500, 600,000 followers, they're like, ooh, this guy does something. He's of very interest to me or whatever. So then it's kind of hard to have to flip that now and go to hey, follow me on Instagram, and then it'd be 85 people who follow you, right? And then everybody's like, oh, nobody guy. It's weird, right? Weird. But it's true. Fucking true. Whether you like it or not, whether it's real or not, or whether it makes you feel good or not, whatever, true. Let me be the example then, right? Let me be the example. Let me be the example that it does not fucking matter, right? None of that fucking matters. Like I said, what really matters is what are you really, really about? What are you really, really offering to the world, right? I've had this show in so many different iterations, it's not even funny. I encourage you, please. I've linked my YouTube to my new Instagram account. Go to look at that and watch my old YouTube videos. Hell, watch my first YouTube video from Afghanistan. That's fascinating to watch. Wait, see it and see the growth and the change. And like I told in my post today, success is not a straight line, guys. You know what I mean? You're not just gonna pop up, make your first YouTube channel, put your first video out, put your first 10 videos out, and then shit's gonna pop off for you, and then you're just gonna blow up to 1 million followers. It's just not gonna be like that. I encourage you, go look up to the YouTubers that you look up to, any influencer that you look up to, go to the bottom of their page. If they have 3,000 posts, then fine. You watch them all day anyway, spend 20 minutes, go all the way to the bottom, and see what you find, right? You're not gonna find that same person. You're not going to find them in that same iteration in which they were in. So, don't be afraid to have to step back from some of the success that you might have garnished to regroup and move in a more solid direction. Here's another example. Let's take it away from the Instagram thing. Let's take it into real life. I went on tour with Modson one time, right? And I paid for myself to go on this tour, follow him around the country. I was on stage, everybody's like, oh man, Rod, Modson, that's crazy, right? And then, so there was this certain level of expectation of people being like, oh man, Rod's making this movie and it's gonna be hella cool and I met that guy and he was on stage, right? But then I had to go home and make a movie. And so I had to hide in the dungeon for weeks, right? Weeks. It's no, Rod, no, you didn't see me at parties. I wasn't doing any cool shit on the gram, I was just every day I'd come on here just like I am right now in my little fucking apartment working, right? And it wasn't pretty, and it didn't look successful to people on the outside, right? And I had to swallow that pill. I had to say, you know what? It's okay that the world doesn't think that I'm successful right now, right? It's okay that other people don't see my vision and don't see the work that I'm putting in and don't see where the whole plan and where all this leads, right? So sometimes all I'm saying is, and what I guess my message to you today on this first episode of The Daily Grind, is that, don't be afraid to fail at something. Don't be afraid to just try things. Don't be afraid to, come up with an idea, put that idea into action, and then build upon it, right? So right now, my only goal for the daily grind is get back into daily lives, right? Every single day. So there is no time. I wish I could give you a time. I wish I could tell you, hey, I'm gonna come on at this time. But I have no idea what time I'm gonna come on. But what I do know is every single day, even if it's fucking pitch black outside at midnight, I'm gonna come on this live thing. And I'm gonna do and talk about the things that are helping me do what it is that I wanna do out in the world, grow, have meaningful relationships, chase my utmost, highest potential, right? Not settling for anything. And so I wanna teach you guys how to do that. Show you guys how I'm doing that, right? And then whether or not you think you know how to do it or not, if you did know how to do it, guess what you would want to do? Watch more other people do it so that you get better at it. Trust me, the better you get at this kind of thing, the better you get at the law of attraction, the better you get at personal development. You don't like get tired of it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm constantly trying to feed my mind because I realize that there's no limit to that. You know, there's no limit to how smart you can get, how fast you can get, how full of love and excitement you could be in your heart. There's no limit to that. There's no limit to how happy you could be. There's no limit to any of that stuff, you know? It's all about just how far can you take that? How fast can you work that? You know, and so that's why this is all about. It's about every day giving, even if you don't find that anywhere else out in the world, even though there's a million places to find it, and I encourage you guys to look for them. In the YouTube versions, it's going to be completely different than the live, right? Not completely different, but same content, right? You're watching the same video, but on the YouTube, I'm going to link to reference material and things that I'm like getting my source material from. I'm going to put that overlaid into my YouTube videos so that you can go find that information for yourself. Do your own research, you know, learn about the things that I talk about, because that in itself is the magic, right? I'm only presenting information, but the information is found from somewhere else, right? I got that information from somewhere else. And so studying all these different things, build an amazing life for yourself, right? Amazing life for yourself. I see a lot of amazing creators in here, people that I'm actually inspired by, that I look up to. And so, like I said, I'm so excited to be on a new Instagram where I can actually see your posts, keep up with what y'all are doing, be of any kind of help that I can to you. You know, look, I love to offer advice. If you could not tell, right? I have a whole thing about like, hey, some advice, blah, right? So if you have something you're working on, you're reaching out to me, like I want to be involved. I'll be involved as I can be, right? Not can I always like sit down with you and war plan your shit to the T every day? No. But could I give you advice on designs? Or maybe could I be open to collaborations? You know, the reason I'm rocking these chains right here, because these are going away. These are going away. These limited edition, there's probably about 20 people out in the world right now that have one of these. And I got maybe 8 more around my neck, including my own. No, less. I have 5 around my neck, including my own. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to be doing a giveaway, right, for these original V1 Grind Gang chains on my new page. Every day I'm going to make a post. I'm going to have a little contest. I'll make it up, and you guys have to tag and share. You know the drill. But then I'm going to give them away, right? Because I got a big-time collaboration coming with my girl Jess. She's on here right now on Manifester. Shouts out I Indigo Jewelry. She's making me a B2 version of the Grind Gang chain. Dude, I'm telling you, the universe is crazy. It'll link up everything that you're looking for and want to do right on time. Like here I am, starting a new version of the Grind Gang in a new place. Now I'm gonna get a whole new chain to rock every day. So chance to get the last ones for free, right? That's gonna be exciting. And then chances to get new ones coming soon. And all new things, baby. We're going full steam ahead. Welcome, YouTube. Come check it out on YouTube. Even if you don't like watch it again on YouTube, throw it a like, subscribe to the channel. They're going up there. I promise you guys, we're gonna find my real OG Grind Gang right here, okay? Not even real OG, but people who've been riding with me for at least like what, 6 months. I owe you a PPP seminar on YouTube. Who remembers that? Hearts in the lot. Who remembers the PPP? All right, so I still have that somewhere saved on my computer, right? It's just ready to be chopped up and put on YouTube. That's gonna go up there. There's gonna be cool other stuff like dancing videos up there and shit, and just like all kinds of cool information about just like fucking living a happy life, man, and staying on top of your dreams. You know, like going for shit, like making it happen. It's stressful. It's hard. It's not easy. I promise you. Trust me. Me and my brother have been at it. And I know a lot of you guys know too. A lot of you guys have been at it for a while now too, and you know it's not easy. And so having a support system like this, a place that you can go where you can always be like, oh, there he is, still working, still grinding, every day, the daily grind. All right, I love y'all so much. Thank you. Questions for me? Hey, YouTube, this is what you get. This is what you get. If you missed it on Instagram Live, come catch it on live, because this is where I get the feedback from you, right? Definitely can drop the comments in the YouTube, but this is where I'm gonna be at. What are y'all excited about this week? What do y'all got going on? I got some crazy shit going on. Happiest show on television, still a big thing, popping. Still owe you guys a bike tape coming. What else? Writing scripts, writing a book. Holy shit, I'm gonna write that book. Oh my god. Okay. Look, last thing I'm gonna leave y'all with. Okay, last thing. Alright. Sometimes you have goals, tasks, right? And this is actually something I learned the other day, is particular about men. Less about women, more about men that tend to do this. But either way, I'm sure it happens to everybody, but statistically more men. We set goals, and then we don't obtain them, and then we just like spin them. Kind of like I talked about on yesterday's live, or the other day's live, right? About how like we synthesize happiness, all fine and dandy, most of the time. But it can be used as a crutch. If you're constantly missing your goals, right? And you're like synthesizing your happiness all the time, it's eventually you're gonna like create this mentality of somebody who doesn't reach their goals, right? And so this is what I found to combat that situation, right? You have a big goal and you set it for yourself and it does not get accomplished, right? The way that I make it not be a failure or whatever is, like I said, I stay in the maze. Go reference my Instagram post as I stay in the maze. So I've been talking about writing a book for like fucking months, okay? Months, years. Why don't I, right? Well, I don't like to own any type of weaknesses, but have a hard time focusing sometimes, right? And so that's why I love to do things live, right? Or spontaneously, or speaking, because that's where my little overactive mind gets to go nuts and do whatever it wants to do. When it comes time to write, right, you have to sit alone in a quiet place with a pen and a piece of paper, and you have to focus on one sentence at a time. And that's extremely difficult for me, right? Some people have an extreme talent for it, me not so much. But it's something that falls in line with my goals, right? It falls in line with the person I want to be, right? Like, I have to be able to organize my ideas into something that people can just take from start to finish and use, right? So I have to figure out how to overcome that situation. So what I do is I never let go of that as a goal. It's right here on my current project. Rod should write a book on the bus, right? So I just continuously don't let that go. I stay in the maze of like, I'm gonna write, I'm gonna teach myself how, I'm gonna learn, I'm gonna keep that on deck. So I even now have started to set things in place for myself to enact on that goal. So like I said, I'm gonna start taking the bus to school every day, right? Rather than drive, and take the bus. And then now that is sacrificing like a 35-minute ride for like a 2-hour ride. And you're like, damn, you're doing an extra hour and a half each way every single day? And I'm like, yes, I'm gonna do that. Why? So I can write a fucking book, right? I'm gonna dedicate that time where I can do nothing else. I can do nothing else but write. And everything I've studied about writing, right? About how to write a book and what you should do to write a book, is they say it's like a job. You show up every day and you write, right? Whether the inspiration shows up to you or not, you show up, right? So you come, you sit down, you pretend like you're about to write. Same as you do with anything else, guys. You want to make a YouTube video, you're like, I don't know how to make a YouTube video. Turn on the camera and you just sit there and you just wait. You just keep looking at the thing until inspiration hits you, right? And it might not happen the first day or the second day or the third day, but one day you're going to come up with something that seems like interesting enough to you to be a YouTube video. Same thing with writing, right? I'm going to sit down with the pen and paper until one day something comes out interesting enough worth writing, right? And then once I do that enough times, then I'm going to get good enough to be like, all right, this is how I get, just start. Exactly, just start, right? Absolutely, it's just start. Same thing with this, right? You're going to see this whole setting change for the live, like, over time. I'm going to get new decorations, I'm going to get a desk, get new angles for the cameras and shit. All kinds of stuff are going to change over time, so now I got a space to do that, right, and grow. But I didn't just, like, wait and be like, oh, well, I don't have a desk yet, so I can't get started. Same thing. I don't know how to write, so I can't get started. dude, just set yourself a time. That's what I did. Set myself an hour and a half both ways. That's 3 hours a day. All I get to do is write. Right. And now, like I said, I know how my brain works, so I left myself open. Sometimes I'll work on my books. Sometimes I'll work on my scripts. But only thing I do is write. Can't watch YouTube videos. Can't get on Instagram. Can't, do any of that stuff. I set those limits for myself on this time and say this is the time where you're finally going to execute on a goal that I pestered myself about. If I could be honest, pestered myself about. Right? And that's how you know. Me and Matt had this conversation the other day. I was like, how do you know if you should keep going or if you should give up? Because sometimes you'll bang your head on some wall on some shit that you're just not good at, that you should just not be doing. And I've seen people do that, bang their head on some shit just when they could just take a left and be just as happy and as successful. And then said, how do you decide? Well, when it doesn't leave you, right? If the photography just keeps haunting you, if the jewelry just keeps having to be made, you're like, damn, this would look so tight if I just made this into a thing. Like if it just has to be like, if you're just like, damn, I've never been able to find the time. I'm not good at speaking, but it's just that idea I have about a YouTube channel would be so good still. I just keep thinking about how this YouTube channel would be so good. Then don't let that go, right? Then just keep pestering yourself with that shit until you finally gain the courage, gain the inspiration, gain whatever it is that you need that you think you don't have, right? Study, learn, grow, until you get the chance. So, yeah, it's still on the board. Write a book. I already told Mac that's in our new thing. It's like, you get the live, we get the live, we're gonna take it on YouTube, add content on YouTube that, brings it deeper and more in depth, and then write the book so that you can just get the whole shebang. Pow, boom, bang. Yeah, it's gonna be amazing. Yes. Okay, we'll leave it there. More to talk about tomorrow. More to talk about every single day, right? I love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bang, bang, shebang, peace. Grind Gang Chains, look out for them. Old and new, coming. Just you wait. I'll see you later, YouTube. Peace.